Awesome. That being said, let's move on into the next series of the day, a best of 5 between Gale Force and AERIALITY, as week 1 continues for the European region. Take it away, Wavepunk and Findable Carpet.
Let's just be clear. I agree with AxelToss that chat should be rowdy and say all sorts of things. I just question AxelToss's definition of the word noise. I don't think that the chat is actually capable of making noise.
If Axel heard everything that was typed in chat,
oh dear, please no.
I would never want to be in his brain.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be in any. No. Can you imagine if chat, if it like made a bing every time that like someone sent a message or something?
Or if like for some reason your brain had to read it out loud in your head and you just saw it all and just started screaming in your own head.
It was the Microsoft like voice that you know like reads off donations or something like that.
John Madden. Yeah.
Just like GG rewards, GG, just going on like that would be awful. But Gale Force eSports versus AERIALITY. We've seen both these teams already today. Gale Force did not have the results they were hoping for after losing in 5 games, and AERIALITY had a good showing against Method, who we just saw sweep the reigning world champions. AERIALITY, it took at least 2 of those games to overtime, but were not able to clinch it out. They did get 1 victory in that first match, so they had a good start, but they're going to need to find a way to win. That's always the problem with the underdogs here in RLCS.
And it's just a part of competition. Emotions come into play. So AERIALITY, they either like, wow, they're on tilt, so let's just bump them a bunch, just get a bunch of demolitions. Let's do like the kind of more frustrating style of Rocket League. Maybe you can come in like that. Or you look at, Gale Force eSports, I think Gibbs mentioned maybe they just get angry and just show up and just slaughter everyone in front of them.
I would enjoy seeing some Hulk Rocket League.
Hulk, just only demolitions.
Only demolitions? Oh, that'd be great. He's like, no, what? 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 Violet Panda, what are you doing? Look at this shot by Flame.
If they weren't tilted before, they're definitely tilted now. Flame with just a normal shot.
Yeah.
It was good. It was right under the crossbar. Violent Panda with a not so normal save. I don't really know what's happening.
We'll see how they continue on here, but we're gonna have to tighten things up a little bit. Not let the freebies go in there. Flame just taking the shot that was presented to him. We'll see there, Tylak with a nice fake pass, Turbo, and a shot towards the net. It's Violent Panda who has to bail it out. This time he makes contact, sends it away from the net. Gale Force eSports, their work cut out for them already. Down by 1 early on in game number 1. Flame playing it away. Violent Panda.
Demo.
Yep, demoed in the back.
And a bump onto Turbo Pulse.
You want to talk about already getting into the heads of the players. Violent Panda here, not making contact again. Tylacto to drop this one down. Turbo to surface this one up. Continuum towards Tylacto. Can they make this contact down into the net? The pass down towards Flame. It's not there, and the breakaway goes the full length of the field. Turbo Pulsa gets the long shot there, and it's a tie game.
All right, a little breath for Gale Force, and Tylacto and Continuum both going up. Flame trying to bump it. I think at that point they dedicated a bit too hard to playing the frustrating, aggressive Rocket League. A lot of really good demolitions and bumps, but I think that time they got a little carried away.
I enjoyed the passing play. It looked like they were trying to go for. They were getting all 3 players involved, but the simple interrupt by Turbo and the fact that nobody was in the back, K-Dop's there. He'll shoot up in the upper 90s, send that one through, and Gale Force eSports, just like that's got the lead back.
Now they're trying to punish every time they see Tylacto and Flame both in the corner. Continuum forced to try and come out, and the selfless play, not going for the shot, hitting it off the backboard. Violent Panda to K-Dop.
3:58 left to go. Gale Force eSports, after a shaky start there, will have the lead back over the underdogs AERIALITY. Violent Panda looking to do this himself. No solid clear yet from AERIALITY. Tylacto finally puts it over to the side, and Flame will look to send it through, but the 50-50 going in Gale Force eSports' favor. Continuum looking to find his teammate in the middle. But it's Gale Force with all the ball control in the world right now. Bounces back around. Flame caught on top of the enemy boost. Sure, he's going for the long time boost start, he was expecting the cherry pick to come through. Tylacto tries to drop this one under, but not going to find it. Now Turbo Pulsa all the way down the field. Be looking for a teammate here off the backboard. Rotates and gets the boost starve. K-Dop sets it up for Violent Panda. Drops back down. Continuum to try and carry it out of the corner. K-Dop's still there. This pressure, Continuum finally winning the 50-50, 2 50-50s in a row now for Continuum. We can just get it past K-Dop. There was a shot opportunity waiting for him, but K-Dop's there. Puts it back into the corner. AERIALITY's going to still have to keep looking to tie up the game.
Gale Force looking a lot more Gale Force now. Oh, what?
What? The fake from Continuum, and Tylacto just takes the shot that's in front of him, tie game.
I have never eaten my words so hard in my life. That had to have been some kind of something had to have gone wrong in front of Violent Panda's screen. Maybe his monitor shut off or exploded.
I think that was K-Dop.
Oh,
on the wall there, who just flew past, like, Continuum just stopped, completely mind gamed him.
Well, Violent Panda was like on the ground and just bailed. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, you're making this hard, okay? First off, you missed the defense, but then look at this play. Oh, look, that was almost was that a pinch too? I don't think there was a credit for an assist on that, so I think it was just Violent Panda making contact. But just like that, they've got the lead back here. 2:41 left to go. It's been a crazy ball game. No defense to be found anywhere right now.
3 saves total.
There you go. On 5 goals. How many shots we got?
11 shots total.
11 shots, and we just hit halftime, folks. It's been a crazy game. Flame to drop this one into the middle. And Turbo will find Violent Panda shot. Oh, upper. It hits the crossbar. So close, guys. Oh, not gonna have another one there.
But now you see the pace and the pressure. This is what Gale Force is known for. And generally, you know, they're just very reliant, and they all know that each other is super strong, so they usually rely on each other as individuals, which we saw the big mistake earlier in that goal they let in. I think both players were relying on each other a bit too hard, and no one really went for it. But that's where bumps and demolitions can really, really hurt them.
There's another shot by Tylacto in the wide rotation. Strong commitment on the offense from Gale Force. Going to get punished on this quick transition from AERIALITY.
Oh, Violent Panda missed the boost. Oh, he's going to feel that one. He landed just next to the boost, stopped in his tracks, tried to turn into it, but by then he lost so much time in retreating, it was a wide open net.
And that is why the quick transition shots are so important. They can punish just the smallest of mistakes there, just as simple as missing a boost in the corner. Violent Panda definitely having a rough day on the defensive side of things right now. As AERIALITY has stayed right in it here in game number 1, tied up at 3 apiece with 1:30 left to go. Just shot in the middle. Oh, K-Dop with an opportunity here. The zone from Violent Panda left the net wide open, but K-Dop was unable to take a shot. Now Flame with an opportunity. His shot's pretty good, but it'll be blocked away this time by Turbo Pulsa. And Violent Panda to try and follow it through. Continuum going for the boost start. Actually misses the boost in the corner. But Tylacto slowed the ball down, keep it in the corner, and get the boost start. He'll go for the other side and pick it up as well. Now completely starved in the blue half. They'll stay trapped. All from Tylacto, single-handedly stealing all of the Gale Force boost. Flame over the top. Tylacto looking for a shot on net. Sends it towards the goal, and Turbo Pulsa slams the door shut again. Sending it away. He'll hold on to ball control here. Picks up midfield boost. He's got support here. Looks for the pass play. K-Dop takes a shot, but Flame has the block. Continuum now with the breakaway play down the field. And it'll be Flame in the air towards the corner. Turbo Pulsa now down. It's the demolish onto Flame. Violent Panda over the top as this shot is just high. No, it'll sneak under the crossbar. And with 25 seconds left, Gale Force has the lead back.
This just felt like 4 counterattacks back to back. Both teams trying to play quick defense, quick offense, and it seems that the last shot finally broke through. Violent Panda seeming to find his accuracy now, feeling a bit better, hopefully, after the interesting situations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Violent Panda has had a significant number of goals this game. The guy has been a monster on the offense, even though he's been struggling a bit on the defense. And when you're playing the counter-attack game, it really is the long midfield shots that are the most deadly. So Gibbs just taking the shot, not giving the defense any time to get set up. Okay, I'm just hovering this one. Letting the clock expire. Violent Panda will put in one more for good measure. There's still 1 second on the clock, and we'll have one more kickoff. But there's no chance that AERIALITY comes back into this.
That one was for fantasy.
Yeah, that's right.
For all the fantasy boys out there.
You got Violent Panda on your team? There you go. That one's for you. 107 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, it's not worth any more points based on the speed, but still, great shot.
That would actually be pretty funny. All right, so you talk about a weakness for Gale Force. So when I was watching them during their play-in, they space out because they trust each other, because individually you look at any single player on this team, and I think you heard it when they were talking about it, any of the other analysts speaking on this team, look for any of them. I think Lawler said that before his last game. Just watch any of them. Doesn't really matter, right? So they all rely on each other, and they trust each other, which is fantastic. And they spaced out a lot. A lot of times, someone's in net with 2 coming at him. His teammates don't even come. They're just like, we know you got this. We're just going to get ready for a counterattack. Same thing on offense. We know you've got this 2v1, and I know you're probably going to get this pass out, so I'm going to wait for you. Now, where that hits them hard is when you see mistakes, which we saw early on in that. One mistake will almost always result in a goal when they're spaced out that far because you don't have that person coming to buy you out.
Yeah.
And then also bumps and demos are hugely critical to a team that is that spaced out and is constantly trusting each other. It's like, oh, I know he's got this. I'm just going to wait over here. But then he gets, blowed up.
Yep.
What are you going to do? It's going to be really, really difficult for you to get back that quick.
Yeah, demolition's a huge like counter to the wide rotation. Anytime players are not very near each other, and they're not going to be able to cover each other when they're gone. That's a big deal here in AERIALITY. We saw them using that quite a bit. And honestly, I felt like they were scoring more on the defensive mistakes, the thing you were talking about first, where one player just misses something and nobody's there to bail them out. So they're able to capitalize on those. But a monster performance there from Violent Panda also on the offense. 6 shots, 3 goals as Gale Force is able to take game number 1. Game number 2 will be all up to AERIALITY if they can get back. We'll move on to Manfield here. It'll be Turbo and Flame on the kickoff. 1 out by Flame, continuing with the follow-up. Violent Panda will win the 50-50 in the air. And it'll be Gale Force off on offense first. Okay, up with the shot towards the net, continuing with the save. Turbo pulls it, turns around quickly, but it gets blocked by Flame. What a read by Flame, and then the fake by Tylacto behind all 3 players now. If they can just get this one in front of the net, Flame will wrap this one back down and around. Oh, it was a good push down, but just no one there to finish it off from AERIALITY. And after getting the amazing save by Flame, another one, same style too, flying across the net to block it away. The defense holding on right now from AERIALITY, and some good beginnings to their offensive transition, just no goal to show for it.
And you can see Turbo Pulse having to buy time on defense during that last drive. Flame trying to beat them out. Can Violent Panda, oh, that's not a great touch.
Not the best of clears. Tylacto gets drawn up without making contact, but Continuum, look at that wrap around from the corner, and Flame in, looking for the shot. He'll keep this pressure on in the box. Tylacto will put it in the corner. Continuum watching the touch from his teammate. He'll move up on the wall, on the transition. Turbo pulls all the way back down. Flame on the wall. Will let it bounce off his hood to Continuum.
No way!
Back. This is going to be a bit high. They're going to need one more touch. Oh, but if that had been just a little bit lower, that would have been the most baller transition breakout shot I'd ever seen.
I think that would have been the best counterattack in the history. That would have been insane.
The amount of speed that Flame got on it, just letting it bounce off of his hood on the wall. Here comes Flame to finish this one off finally. Look at this aggression from AERIALITY.
They turned it around immediately, and there you see Turbo and K-Dop not knowing who to go, and Tylacto just smacking K-Dop away, giving Flame the opportunity, letting him find the space to make the goal, and they will be up 1 with 3:30 remaining.
Just absolutely suppressive offense from AERIALITY as they're able to take so many shots there in the first minute and a half. And it'll be K-Dop keeping this ball in the orange right now. 50-50 won by Violent Panda. Well, honestly, it crossed over into the blue all the way on the other side. A neutral 50-50, all things considered. Turbo gets demoed to the midfield, but no follow-up, no counter pressure. He'll be able to respawn and work his way into the rotation. Tylacto to Continuum on the wall. Flame was on the far side picking up boost. He'll be in a good position to pick up this bounce from Violent Panda. There was the Flame to Continuum counter attack again. This time shut down on top of Continuum by Gale Force. Flame to play it down, the back pass to Continuum here. He'll move it up the field and into the corner. Tylacto's in the back. He'll move up. It'll be Violent Panda now. Onto the wall. Continuum into the corner. The bounce from Turbo. Flame has the read. He'll look to drop it to Tylacto if he can, but it's K-Dop with the clear. Now across halftime, Gale Force yet to find a goal. These games, we just had what, an 8-goal game? And now we've had 1, and we're past halftime.
We've only had 8 shots total.
Yep, these guys.
In comparison,
we had 11 before halftime last game. Both teams, it's not even that there's necessarily more defensive play happening. Like, we're definitely seeing shots on both sides.
Yep. Started
off with fantastic defense from Flame, and then Gale Force also having to put up quite a bit of defense on their own side. But just better defense. The game 1 characterized by a lot of sloppy defense. They've tightened things up a lot here, game 2.
And they're all trying to make the best of something, and they don't want to make any touches that are unnecessary. You'll even see right now Flame trying to put it out to one of his teammates, but neither dedicate to it.
This one goes wide. The shot unable to go in. This is a miss there from Gale Force. Violent Panda to wrap this one around. K-Dub takes a shot, but it's wide again. Flame to follow it and try to pop it over Turbo. Now finds himself in the net looking for a goalie. Unable to find it. Violent Panda with a clean turnaround there. Flame will pinch it off and it'll roll up the wall for Tylacto. Flame very high up on the field. He'll move in to try and just get a better touch, not allow Turbo Pulse to gain ball control. Even if it's not the best touch for his team, just not allow Turbo to define the touch. But right now, Gale Force through the air looking for offense. And in the final minute, it's still AERIALITY with the 1-goal lead here. 2 players miss from AERIALITY, but Violent Panda will not be in a good position to get the strongest of touches away, and it'll be easily cleared there by Flame. This one rolling off the wall, Tylacto to cross the net. And believe it or not, AERIALITY right now, if they just burn the time down, they'll take the victory now. 2 players, you got a 2v1. Tylacto with the tackle from behind, taking the pressure off of his teammate Flame, who was in net. Turbo looked like he had a shot there, but Tylacto now dunking Violent Panda as well. Every shot being blocked right up in the grill of the offensive player from Gale Force. And as we hit the final countdown of Game 2, it's 1-0 AERIALITY. They dropped Game 1, but they were right in it up until the end. And as this timer counts down, Flame puts it to the side. It'll touch, and AERIALITY tying up the series, getting a win over Gale Force.
This has to be surprising to anybody going into this. I think everyone would have predicted a 3-0, quite a dominating, quite dominating on the side of Gale Force. I think what I was going
dominant performance.
Yeah, one of them. I don't know.
Something around there. Words,
some tense and words.
You know.
But Gale Force, not a single goal, 9 shots total, splitting it evenly amongst them, and only up against 3 for AERIALITY. They had 3 times the shots of AERIALITY. They couldn't put one back. There were probably 4 shots I watched that could have been in. Like they had the space, they had the room. The defender was grounded.
Yep.
They couldn't do it. So accuracy, you know, it's going to happen. This is a difficult game to always shoot because it's very reactionary. You're always having to, you decide if you're taking the shot within a half a second of you taking the shot. You don't have much time, maybe even less, depending on how quick you are.
For sure.
So, you know, the accuracy kind of plagued them. That one, at least, clearly last. I don't even know what happened last game. Let's just everybody score. Let's do an all-star. I think that was just for fantasy. Like, please keep picking us for fantasy.
Yeah.
Everybody, just no more defense. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought there was seven saves on the side of AERIALITY. They had to play a lot of defense, and the 3 coming out from Flame, he gets the savior medal there. I was so impressed by Flame at the very beginning. I mean, we were both kind of losing our minds at the saves he was making. It looked like it was going to be AERIALITY going to get scored on very early there, but Flame 2 times in a row there, shutting it down. Fantastic plays here from the rookies as they continue on. They get the win there in game number 2. Game number 3, we'll see who is able to take the lead here. As we move back onto DFH, Storm's breaking out. Flame to loft this one. And get demoed deep in his own half. But Tylacto going for the fakes. Gets it more or less underneath K-Dop there, but this one to wrap back around Flame into the corner. Not the best of movements there from AERIALITY. Will be Violent Panda to move it back down. Tylacto to the side. And now Continuum. Going to play it out, just looking for a good enough clear to kind of get his teammates formed up behind him. Violent Panda plays to the side over the top of Tylacto, but Continuum in support. Just kind of a 2-1 rotation there. Tylacto backs off. Flame thinks about moving up, but not the tightest of rotations from AERIALITY. So they had decent positioning in enemy territory, but unable to make use of it. And Gale Force will move up on the offense, just slowly taking the touches given to them. Turbo Pulse will look for Violent Panda. Blocked by Tylacto, but still in a dangerous spot. Turbo Pulse comes in from the side to finish it off. Gale Force now with the lead.
Violent Panda ensuring this attack was as high as possible. He wanted to beat out Tylacto in this contest, and drops it right in front of net, which is fortunate for him. But the way he contested that was very thoughtful.
Yeah, and Gale Force, after getting shut out the entirety of Game 2, will score first here in Game 3. Continuing to drop this to Tylacto, goes for the dribble, but has to take it wide of the net. Zoned out by K-Dop. Now Violent Panda down the field. Can Flame get there? He does. Plays it away. Tylacto rotates into net alongside Continuum. He'll be the first out. Continuum to follow along. Flame will rotate back to net as Continuum takes a shot down the field. Clean rotations from AERIALITY, giving them a solid presence in the midfield. Flame will miss that touch, which gives the ball control back here to Gale Force, but the shot from K-Dop blocking the Turbo bumped in the air. Gonna be able to complete the shot. Violent Panda just buying time. Played over to the side.
Great placement.
Get up, down and on the backboard. Here comes Turbo, pulls it underneath. Flame almost had the read again, but Turbo pulls it. Will put this one in, and Gale Force has the 2-goal lead.
Continuum trying to save boost by going off the backboard, but it was just a bit too fast. He wasn't prepared for it. At that, he would have had to try and read it off the backboard, and those are the most difficult things for any defender to do. It's so hard to get that trajectory in your head because your camera's flipping around and it's coming from a weird angle. Continuum, unable to play that defensively, will give up another goal to Gale Force.
And now the 2-goal deficit here. AERIALITY with their work cut out for them after being able to hunker down on the defense pretty well last game. They're going to have to make it work on the offense. Continuum there with a shot made available to him. The Flame, Bounce for Flames just playing the corner game, and then they'll shake the shot. Continuum with a follow-up, puts it back. The choice to send it back towards the post that it bounced off of, definitely juking out the defense here. AERIALITY on the board now.
And there it is, that demolition. You notice the moment the explosion happened, Violent Panda just started to go.
Yep.
He knew he had to close that gap because no one could do it for him, and he didn't want to leave it wide open. But sadly, he got there just a tad bit later than he had wanted. It bounced into the corner, centered it up again, and AERIALITY now 1 goal from tying it up.
Violent Panda alone in net right now with Continuum and Tylacto barreling down on him. His teammates get back in time, and he was able to properly defend. But just the 1-goal game here, the small passes from K-Dop and Turbo, looking to make it 2 again. But the defense of AERIALITY holding on. Continuum sends it towards the net. K-Dop with a soft touch. Tylacto and Continuum creating confusion in front of the net. It's loose and high. Can Flame possibly get the shot? He'll keep it in the corner. Keep the threat alive here for AERIALITY.
Yeah. And that was great to buy his team time on defense as well.
Tylacto was not. Oh man, Tylacto, they were not ready for this back pass, and Turbo's able to punish. Watch this play. Good choice to send it back, but Continuum just not ready for it. He actually ends up basically passing to Turbo, who will finish that one off, and it's a 2-goal game.
That touch from Flame as well to keep the aggression, it also was to buy his team time because they were so close to having to deal with a nasty counterattack. All they did was push it to the corner to really slow them down. It required at least 2 or 3 touches for them to put a threat on their net, but it backfired eventually.
Turbo pulls some Violent
Ooh, that hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah.
My voice just cracked.
Oh.
That hasn't happened in so long.
I mean, you use some water?
I mean, maybe, but it's still.
I feel like my voice.
It's like an homage to the old times.
The old carpet. You're doing your best Morty impression.
Not now. We haven't seen enough of the toppers.
That's very true.
That's how the players unlock my Morty impression.
You heard it right here, players. Use the Rick and Morty items, and you can hear Carpet do his Morty impression. Pressure provided here by AERIALITY, but unable.
Brought to you by
pressure from AERIALITY. In enemy territory. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. Gale Force with the 2-goal lead. Looking to increase it here is K-Dop in the corner. Back passes to Turbo, puts it back into the corner, brings out 1 defender. Flame in not the best of positions either, but Violent Panda and Turbo kind of tangled up on top of each other. Neither are going to be able to make a solid shot. Maybe going for the pinch. But with 1 minute remaining, AERIALITY now, their work cut out for them. Violent Panda.
What?
He was looking for a block, and he kind of like propped it up there for K-Dop. K-Dop to fall back. Violent Panda wraps this one around, sending it downfield. Continuum to the side. Tylacto now in the air. Following along, Flame in the corner. 3 players, so every player on the pitch in the orange box at one point. Gale Force trying to make a statement here, it feels like. They've got the 2-goal lead. They're in the final minute. They don't really need another goal. But providing so much pressure, a shot blocked away by Turbo. And AERIALITY back in again, cleared downfield with 15 seconds remaining. Slow, simple work of just keeping the ball away from AERIALITY players, keeping it up in the air, not allowing shots to materialize, and then even when the shot does come through there, unable to put it on target. This game, Game 3, going to be going to Gale Force. They took Game 1, they take Game 3 now, and they are 1 win away from getting the win over AERIALITY.
Gale Force looking a lot more like themselves. Seem to have, I don't know, maybe got the food they needed to take the bathroom break, but now you can tell that they're actually trying to think 1 step ahead. For the longest time, especially in the first game of the series, what I saw was it was constant back and forth, but not in ping pong style. Usually we see ping pong style where it's just like smack, 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 but it was like full-fledged counterattack, then full-fledged retreat. But the issue with that is now all 3 of you have come back, and now you're kind of be stuck in defense for a while, and you're not going to be able to have it someone that's in the cherry pick position or someone that's cheating up. So almost all your clears, if you clear it, are going to be giving up possession, or you have to force the dribble, which means you're going to get contested over and over again.
Sure,
so you need someone in the cherry picking position to try and gain that ground. So this time, a lot more, especially towards the latter half of this game, Gale Force, every time you saw them clear it, there was someone up there, and even if they don't get a touch, they're a threat, which means they're forcing their opponents to get up quicker, which means they can't position accordingly, and then you can keep gaining a little bit more ground every single push.
Yeah, and a beautiful performance here from Turbo Pulsa as well, getting all of the goals there, 1 unassisted, getting a hat trick here for his team. 9 shots from Gale Force to just the 5 from Aeri-ality. It's feel like it's been pretty even up until now. This is the first time we've seen Gale Force really putting up a lot more pressure than Aeri-ality, and they'll get the win there. And now all the work is on Aeri-ality's shoulders. They're gonna have to win 2 straight if they want to be able to take the win here as we move into Game 4. We'll go back to Manfield.
But now that Gale Force is spreading out more, those demos and bumps we saw in Game 1 from Aeri-ality could prove to be a bit more worthwhile.
It could be useful once more. But I don't think that they'll have the same luxury of the defensive mistakes we were seeing in game number 1.
That is true. Hopefully not.
Violent Panda putting this pressure on immediately, sending this nice soft touch towards the blocks. Flame again sends it away, but K-Dop in with the follow-up. Excellent positioning there from K-Dop to get the goal.
Yeah, this is just good decision after good decision. Violent Panda going for the light touch, forcing Flame for the clear continuum. Not sitting in net because he wanted to follow that out and finally clear it out. Off of kickoff, they were probably stifled the whole time. Couldn't gather the boost, but an early lead for Gale Force.
Yeah, Gale Force now not taking any time to get back in the swing, get back in the lead here. They're 1 win away, a win here. We'll finish them off for the day. And you know they want this win after dropping that first series to Frontline. Not something many people were expecting. And as a favorite in the tournament, you don't want to start 0-2. Violent Panda going to fall back, allow Tylacto to have ball control. Touch probably a bit stronger than Tylacto was ready for, and Violent Panda's got the read. Turbo now up to drop it, nice and soft into the box, continuing with a clear, but K-Dop's right there. He'll put it over to the side, and Violent Panda will fall back for boost. Now he comes back in. Turbo Pulsa, letting this one roll up high. Violent Panda back above the box. K-Dop looking for an opportunity. He'll put it back in and on target, but very, very soft. Turbo Pulsa now. Can he get airborne in time? It's just Flame in the ground, but Flame's been quite the threat. K-Dop here in support. Can they wrap into the corner? The creative shots coming through there for Gale Force, but now continuing all the way down the field. Violent Panda has to play it away. And just not being able to send the shot on net when the goalies are out. Like every time they took a shot on net, there was plenty of people ready to defend. When they pulled the goalies away, they were unable to make it work. Aeri-ality will keep it a 1-goal game here with 3:17 left to go.
You'll notice Violent Panda kind of playing more of an attack role, always up in there, and Continuum just saving that from Turbo.
Sending it away, but the pressure stays on for Gale Force. Continuum gets demoed in his own half. A momentary power play, not really utilized as Turbo hangs back in his own half. But he'll move up, gets a dunk on 1. Flame has a soft ball on his hood. And K-Dop now the shot. This one goes a bit high. They need to follow up. A demolition on to Continuum right in the box, but no shot, and Flame dribbles it away. The defense from Aeri-ality holding on right now. And putting up quite a showing, but Tylacto just has to play this back to his side as nobody else was there to play it away. And while the defense is holding on, they really have to be able to find a way to break out on the offense. Finally, an opportunity, a shot towards the net, blocked away by Violent Panda and K-Dop. 2 players up, but Turbo Pulsa just making work of both players in the corner all by himself. His team will be able to move back out onto offense.
And looking at Gale Force, Violent Panda generally leading attacks. K-Dop trying to support where he can. And Turbo Pulsa almost more of like a fill. He just reads the situation and tries to be exactly what he needs to be, given whether it needs to be a strong defender or strong offense.
I'm playing an anchor, filling in where his teammates are not. Violent Panda coming in with the drift shot, not going to make it. The Flame will try to slow this one down. Turbo's seen that before, and he'll be able to clear across the field. Tylacto now looking for the pinch off the ground. Gets over the top of Violent Panda. K-Dop now back to move it down. Violent Panda got demoed. Turbo and K-Dop can feel free to move up and be aggressive. A lot of time bought there by Flame. 1:40 left to go. The 1-goal lead for Gale Force. Aeri-ality with very few shot opportunities. These guys have really had to work for it. Right now, they've been scoring mostly on Gale Force mistakes, but as this series has gone on, Gale Force has been making fewer and fewer on the defense. Continuum will look to play this one through. K-Dop just wins it. Continuum doesn't even get to touch it. And now many consecutive touches here from Gale Force. Moves it all the way down the field. Turbo's shot is high. With the follow-up from K-Dop, he misses there. Continuum now with an opportunity to carry this all the way through. Tries to drop it behind himself to his teammates. But two players will be in the corner. Final minute of game 4. If Gale Force holds on to this, they will win the series.
This might be a great shot for almost another one. They want to secure it with that double one, but you don't want to overcommit. We see K-Dop there, last defender, but he had plenty of time.
K-Dop bumping Tylacto into the corner, and another bump on Tylacto. Keeps him pretty loose. Violent Panda back to the midfield. Turbo pulls it down the field. Has anybody got a follow-up here? It's Violent Panda with the soft shot. Tylacto's got time to move in. Flame to drop it back towards the corner. Final 30 seconds of game 4. Gale Force dropping game 2, but then bouncing back in game 3. Now 1 win away from securing this victory. Turbo pulls it a center around. Continuum out into the field. Nobody there to follow it up, and it'll be Violent Panda to K-Dop with the shot. 10 seconds left here. The final countdown of game 4, and AERIALITY has to get it down the field and score immediately, or they will be dropping this series. As they drop the first series, it'll touch the game. It'll touch the ground there. Gale Force, they dropped their first game to Method, but here, well, wasn't Method. Who did they lose to earlier? Oh man, it's been a long day. It's not even been that long of a day. Frontline. It was Frontline, yes.
Yeah.
Farah 2 series in a row. First week
you're
one
looking
of
at me
season
for
3.
help, but I honestly was blanking because I was trying to count stats.
Trying to count the stats
Yep.
there. You know, it's kind of my job to know that stuff. I should just know it off the top of my head right there, but that's okay. Gale Force, what a performance.
And you can see the struggle in the stats. 11 shots that game for Gale Force and only 2 for AERIALITY. You can see the struggle of being able to break through and get those creative opportunities. And they were trying here and there. I did like the way they were going for a lot of their shots. A lot of times they were trying interesting midfield tactics, but sometimes it's just too difficult when you're getting contested by a team that's as quick as Gale Force.
Yeah, Gale Force able to get the victory here. Finally, they'll end this today 1-1. They'll end that for this week, but they'll have the chance to improve next week. Lots more action for Rocket League coming up. At least one more series today, but for that and more details, we'll send it back to the desk.
Yeah, Gale Force turning it around nicely after that loss to Frontline a little bit earlier, getting a nice victory there over AERIALITY. They certainly needed it with the 3-1 victory too. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high-performance replay from that one as, guys, Gale Force able to bring it back, and as you mentioned, Gibbs, maybe they were a little angry.
Yeah, so they turned a bad week into a mediocre week, I would say. They're probably at least a little happy about that. They're not going to be happy about this week's performance, but this was a closer series than just last week with the rematch, where last time it was 11 goals to 2, now it was 9 to 5, and AERIALITY actually taking a game. So they are growing as a team throughout this season so far.
Yeah, we've talked about it a bunch of times with AERIALITY, how this is going to be a learning, and how fast can they learn is going to determine their performance. And a lot of implications, like even though it's only the first week, if Gale Force is going 1-1, that opens opportunities for these other teams that are going to, if they do lose to them later on. So tiebreaker-wise and everything else coming down to the wire, but still a different story this game. Gale Force started off a little bit slower, but as they started to get that footing, I mean, the shots alone tell it. 39 to 17. That pressure is what they've always done so well.
But one thing to know for Gale Force, they played 4 games here. 2 of those games, they scored 0 goals and 1 goal. So they got to figure that out, where they have to try and get that 3 goal is that probably that special mark that you want to hit for wins like consistently. And when you have 2-year games where you're not getting any offense at all generated, that's not going to work on the better teams like we saw when they played Frontline. So they still have some things to work out, but I expect them to still be fighting for a top 2 spot when it comes down to it.
And speaking towards AERIALITY, again, it's really hard to speculate too much on the rest of the season, but what's important here is you don't want to be in the bottom 2 of the league. If you're in the bottom 2 of RLCS, you will have to play in the promotion relegation tournament against the top 2 from the RLRS. So speaking towards AERIALITY, starting off 0-2, what are the nice things you saw from them that you would like them to hold on to, and what do you think their focus should be? What should they be talking about moving into next week?
So Flame really played a lot better than last week, I thought. He was getting involved in the offense a lot more. And yeah, we see 39 shots to 17. That game 1, at least, they were putting up some goals. Problem is, when you're putting up those goals, you can't give up 5 at the same time. We saw it yesterday with Emotion. They put up 5 goals against NRG, and then they let up 6. So when you do score those goals, like, play a little passive and play that defense. But every game is going to be tough for them throughout this season because every team is so strong here in Europe.
Yeah, it's exactly that. They have to be self-aware of that situation. If they are scoring goals and they're going up, they need to still apply that pressure, but in a sense to where they're okay if they're able to get back, make sure that there is someone back to make those saves in the first place. And rather than all this all-out pressure, when you're already up by 1 or 2 goals, there's no point for it. So that sense, but they've also shown that they can hang with the big boys. You know, they are able to come out and compete and give us a competitive match, which is confidence going into each season. You know, they've shown, like, Gale Force, we can give you a tough time at some point. So it's a huge confidence booster for them.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of overtimes there in a lot of AERIALITY's games. So it's not like they were far off and making those matches much closer. So yeah, I agree with you. Super cool to see AERIALITY at least competing. Even though they're 0-2, don't count them out just yet. That being said, we have one match to go here today in the European region, and it's a good one. It's Mocket going up against Frontline. We're going to take a short break, our last break of the day here. Thanks for spending your weekend with us at twitch.tv/Rocket League. When we come back, it's a best of 5 between Mocket and Frontline. Stay tuned.